It's the JT Cho Show!
9, Cool. Timer started on both. That's a first.
Crazy.
And I lost my pen, but it's okay.
You can use mine.
Well, I mean, you'll want to keep yours. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to do.
Oh my god.
It's okay. It'll take like...
You're really just slowing down production. Oh yeah, that's important. Let's do it on the pod. We'll just blur it out.
I don't have that technology.
Oh, you can't do it?
I can't blur things out.
Just put a piece over it. And it'll just be like we're handing a bird back and forth.
We're just taping on the inside of a paper towel holder.
Yeah, there we go. We'll have to build an apparatus.
I got some new shit today.
You went to the Stowe again?
Well, for another, I'm not about an 8 a week guy.
Oh, okay.
I haven't opened it yet. Skunk ass. Little Pepe Le Pew.
I saw that there last time. I almost got it. And I was like, nah,
he
sticky
goes,
bones.
What's the one that you got for a long time that you ran out of? Gary Payton? No, that's Joe's. He's like, you gotta do the Gary Payton. I was like, dude, the Gary Payton's always great.
Oh, yeah, we smoked the Gary before. I'll take a little guy off.
It's a clean piece.
I see that. I'm gonna be honest, I hate clean bowls. I don't like the way they look.
I actually am the opposite
That's funny.
because I like to see how gross it gets.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can see right through it now, and then in about a month it'll just be all black.
Yeah. Scooby snack?
A bad one. All right, I'll keep this over here. And I'll pop this side. Hit it again. Welcome back. Episode 127
127.
of the JT Show. Today's March 24th. Hopefully, we'll get this uploaded on Saturday, the 25th. Do you know about turkey bone? About smoking? We were just talking about some smoking apparatuses. But do you know like what turkey bone is used for and stuff like that? So
No.
like the fancy cigar pipes that they do the really cool designs and they carve with turkey bone. And there's weird.
They carve into turkey bone or with like turkey bone tools?
They carve a turkey bone
Oh, okay.
into
They treat it like an ivory tusk.
essentially, and so there's a bunch of weird laws that like you can't carve it first and then ship it. You have to ship it and then alter. I don't know. The guy explained to me a long time ago in college. But the cool thing about turkey bone cigars, pipes, is they change colors from the tobacco
Oh,
over
really?
time. So they're kind of
So they get seasoned.
yeah. So they're a little more expensive, but they start
It's
off
like an old Mexican lady's pan.
yes. It's
The more
like,
they cook on it, the better it gets.
it's like a cast iron.
That's cool, yeah.
But yeah, so essentially
Same.
the more,
I said the same thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so over time it changes color, and that's almost the same thing.
Who do you got for birthdays?
Born on today, of course, the 24th.
No way.
Died on January 21st,
I can already tell we don't have the same guy.
2022.
Okay.
He was born in St. Paul, Minnesota. Louis Anderson.
Oh, Louis. That's a good one.
There's a lot of celebrities today. Who do you got?
Dude, there was a lot of them. I picked Born on This Day.
Uh-huh.
Can't remember the year.
Okay.
Born in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay.
The second greatest quarterback to ever play,
Aaron Rodgers.
Peyton Manning.
Oh.
It's Peyton's birthday today. He's 47.
Peyton's happy birthday to Peyton and Louis. I just wanted to do it to a comedian. It was also
Peyton was pretty funny at the ESPYs that one time.
yes.
Yeah.
It was also Jim Parsons' birthday today.
I did. I saw that. It's also Marshall's wife from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
And, the flute and the pussy from
American Pie.
American Pie, yeah.
Yes. And I think a live-action Kim Possible's mom.
Oh, really?
I
could see it.
I think so.
I could see it.
Maybe. I don't know. I think that's a thing. So yeah, how do you want to start today's podcast?
We can talk about Rory's shot and like the contrast. So Rory hit a 375-yard bomb that landed on a 375-yard par 4, landed on the green, and just an absolute banger of a shot. Ended up 6 feet from the hole. Fucking buried it for eagle.
It was wild.
Just insane. Just crazy. Also today he hit a 420-yard bomb on a par 5 off of a cart path.
Right.
Which is just insane. If he doesn't win this tournament this weekend, it's over for him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Well, yeah. I mean, for this weekend, of course, but I mean,
yeah.
Rory's had.
It's just I feel like it'd be a big slap on the wrist for being like the main highlighted guy on all the PGA memes.
Yeah.
For like crazy
Blowing
shots, and then he just blows it. That'd be insane. I don't
he's
even know what the leaderboard is right now.
He's also known.
Well, what tournament is this that they're playing?
Maybe it has Cadillac in the title.
It is the Corrales Punta Cana Resort and Club Championship.
Correct. Yeah, there's a C.
Oh, so it's the Puerto Rico one. So
yeah, Puerto Rico. They probably have good golf with it
Matt
right now.
Wallace.
We're about a couple weeks off, but we're going Sunday.
We are going Sunday. Matt Wallace is in first. Tied for second is a bunch of nobodies. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that are worth their weight in gold. I just don't know who they are. I don't see Rory anywhere in the top 63.
Maybe he's just had one or two good shots and he just played like ass for the rest of the day.
Unless I missed him.
That's also a possibility. I didn't even know golf was on until I started seeing these highlights, and I was like, "Oh man, golf's on." Right now, we are into the 32 down to the Sweet 16, which was played on Thursday, Friday, which is today and yesterday, and then they play 2 more games tomorrow. Probably the worst brackets that I've ever half-assed. I usually watch a lot of college basketball when Michigan's good. I know we've talked about this, but the best I've ever done picking a tournament was when I watched a lot of basketball growing up in high school, and I was right into my freshman and sophomore year of college, and I was eating some Captain Crunch, not really thinking about it, and then I filled out a paper bracket right there, and then I turned it into my buddy, and that's how old I am when I had that paper bracket, which is pretty wild to think about because...
Oh, they're playing 1v1.
Huh.
He was playing against Denny McCarthy.
Like skin style or what?
I'm not sure.
Or match play?
I think it's a match play game.
It's pretty strange.
I wonder if this is something for the Ryder Cup or something?
No idea.
To win match at the World Golf Classic. Okay. So it's just match play at the World Golf Classic.
Okay.
Which is wild. I've been seeing a bunch of shit about what was the guy? They were showing the thing today. He played against Tiger way back in the day, and before the match started, he was like, "Yeah, Tiger's drives don't always go where he wants them to."
I mean, if anybody talks shit about Tiger, it's Sergio Garcia.
No, it wasn't Sergio Garcia. It was like Ellis or...
Because Sergio Garcia once said that thing about chicken with Tiger Woods, and that didn't sit well over with anybody. And I didn't forget that because I hate Sergio Garcia because don't talk shit about my boy, Tiger.
Stephen Ames. So it was the 2006 World Golf Classic, and he beat him on the 9th hole.
Damn.
He was -8 through 8 and beat him on the 9th hole.
Hilarious.
Like, they didn't even play the rest of the 18. There's just no way that he could possibly do it.
Because they already beat Tiger.
Just hilarious.
Time.
Yeah. So he talked shit to Tiger. Was like his drives don't really go where he wants them to. He's not that good. And then he just crushed him. -8 through 8 is just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And after the match, they asked him. They were like, "Hey, so he said your drives weren't going where they were. What do you think about that?" And he was like, "I think he knows now." And that was it.
Yeah.
That was just the end of the interview. Like he knows now.
It's like
he just had to teach him a lesson.
It's like Tiger when I forget the scenario, but basically he got pissed off at the clubhouse for not doing something that they should do for everybody, and then he's like, "What's the course record here?" And then he just went.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't let him in the clubhouse.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, because they weren't letting blacks in the clubhouse.
Yeah, and he was like, "What's the course fucking record?"
Yeah,
and just
he went out and smoked the course.
I mean that's essentially like Michael Jordan showing up to like Madison Square Garden and saying, "Hey, I need to change to play basketball," and they're like, "You can't use our locker rooms," and he's like, "How many points has been scored in the game here inside this building?" And they're like 75. I got it.
Is that the record at Madison Square?
I don't know.
For some reason, I want to say it was the 100-point game. I feel like that was at MSG, but I could be wrong.
And most points in MSG. Let's see. First, who has the most points scored at Madison Square Garden?
It's either him or Kobe.
Wilt Chamberlain had the most points in a game with 100 points against.
Yeah, it was all right. It was Wilt, not the.
Yeah, and then.
So what's crazy about that?
Patrick Ewing has a 50-point game, and Kobe Bryant has a 61
played
point.
For.
Well, yeah. And
that's not as impressive.
Yeah, and then Kobe had a 61-point game.
Okay, I knew Kobe had a big one there. So the Chamberlain one, there were no cameras at the game.
And there were no 3-pointers.
Yeah, there were no 3-pointers, but there were no cameras at the game. And there's also only like one newspaper clipping about it until like 3 days later.
Right.
So they didn't even have like a radio thing going for the game.
They just played it in pretty much a barn.
Yeah, basically. They played it in like a closed off area and like 50 people saw it happen. And they all just say he scored 100 points. There's a lot of people that talk about it on Reddit that are like, I don't think it actually happened because there's no proof.
Yeah.
Like there's no pictures of the scoreboard. There's no pictures of the stat sheets.
Or
there's
hey, I just scored 100 points. I should take a couple weird photos.
Well, he just took the one with the 100. That was it.
Yeah, that's it.
That was it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the only proof is that one picture, and it literally Wilt just wrote it down on a piece of paper, and then they took a picture. That was it. Did he hold up a 1 or a fucking thumbs up or something? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
He held the paper in one hand, did something with the other hand. Don't remember what it was. But
yeah,
that would be the most wild thing in the world if, like, on his deathbed, he was like, "Hey, by the way, didn't score 100 points. It was like 80."
It's kind of like what Buzz Aldrin is doing right now.
Oh, Buzz Aldrin?
He's like, the moon's not real. We never went to the moon.
Yeah,
and he's just dropping these like we were doing something else and like the last
crazy. We just talked about that guy last week that got punched in the face by him for asking him to swear on the Bible for he was like, swear on the Bible that you landed on the moon.
Yeah,
and Buzz Aldrin went bop, like instead of swearing on the Bible you just
and now he's just in there like, all right, we never went, we filmed it, it was fake.
All signs point to yay.
I mean, how else are you gonna get to the Soviet Union to collapse, man?
So the only argument against it being fake that I like put a lot of validity into is that the none of the conspiracy theories about us not landing on the moon, none of them came out of Russia.
Right.
Russia just was like, "Yep, you beat us."
Well, they saw the video. They're like, "Look."
Well, yeah, but they never called bullshit ever.
Right.
There was never like a thought in Russia government mind to be like, "You didn't do that."
Have you ever seen Lord of the Rings?
It was only us here. We were like, we didn't go.
Have you ever seen the Russian Lord of the Rings?
No.
All right, you'll see.
Is it like a different story?
No, it's the same story, but it's.
Is it just like a dubbed Russian version, or is it?
Here, we'll throw some on the pod, but I know that Russia did The Hobbit for Lord. They did like a Hobbit movie. I'm pretty sure.
Like they remade.
No, like at the time in the 80s, like it was like.
They did a Hobbit.
Yeah.
Okay. When was the original book written? Was this after the book, obviously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like.
So they did it shitty.
Like the guy who survived World War I wrote the book, Tolkien.
Okay.
And so like basically he was in World War I and then got out and then wrote the fucking Lord of the Rings back in the day. Okay. And essentially he wrote it because essentially every great language needs a background and a history, and so he made this fucking language up and then he's like, here's the fucking history behind this fucking, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Could you imagine like such a side thing like Lord of the Rings? Like he made like a couple languages just to like make something make sense in his overall scheme.
So we'll show. So this is the quality of the video.
I think I've seen this before.
For The Hobbit. So
that's the Russian version.
Yeah. So this is like after the moon landing. And the moon landing looks way better than this.
Yeah.
So they saw the moon landing and they're like...
I will tell you something, though. I can see the background a lot clearer than the moon landing shit.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of background in the moon landing.
That's because we recorded it in space.
Yeah.
Space recording. That's the effects of space recording. All right, we had some technical errors. The recording stopped right about 13 minutes.
It happens. So we were talking about American movies, and it reminded me of this fucking TikTok, and it's a song. So we'll just play the fucking TikTok on the thing.
Okay.
But I'm gonna show you it. This guy's name is Sam Stone on TikTok.
That's a real American. He loves Jesus, hates his wife, and golfs on the weekends. He loves a tax break, but it's handouts he can't stand. He worked hard for his dad's Homestead Act plan. Hobbies include picketing abortion clinics and praying his gay daughter might meet a good man, debating his grandkids into coming to visit, thanking God that he's American. Thank God I was born and raised in the land of cancer trains, getting rich buying out lunch decks at the middle school. The land of qualified immunity and equal opportunity for rich folks and the chosen few. The USA, we're number one in things like crime involving guns. You won't ever own a house, but that's okay, 'cause we make pretty good movies. That's right, we make pretty good movies, and that's gotta count for something.
Pretty funny, right?
Dude, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it was solid. He reminds me of Bo Burnham a lot. He's got a couple other ones. He's very very liberal. He talks about it on his stuff, but he's got his other things really funny. It's basically talking about the cops and how they shoot his neighbor's dog. So he says if he ever got stabbed, he'd just call a cab. And it's just he's got some pretty good rhymes.
Yeah.
And the lines are great, and the punchlines are solid. It's really funny shit. Reminds me a lot of Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like him too, a little bit. Looks like he'd be like his cousin or something.
Second cousin was removed.
He looks related.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They share some blood.
Time.
up already, dude. You're the one that looks so hard.
Yeah, but it bothered me because I didn't know where I was at.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. You do.
You're gonna go home and be like, I know exactly where my wine bottle opener is.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely do.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now. We can probably FaceTime Chris and be like, hey, go into this drawer and pick this up for me.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was like, mine's got to be right there.
Had to be somewhere. My guess was in the basement, and I definitely wasn't going to walk down there.
Same.
So we always have a special little drink on here. Normally it's tall cans. This time it's a tall bottle.
I just always assumed it was just beer.
Be whatever you want. It's not always beer. Sometimes it's seltzer.
Well, right.
Sometimes it's a juice.
Right.
This time it's grape juice. Fuck that.
I'm gonna have a wonderful combination of dinner with beer, Fireball, and fucking.
Stomach's just having a good party. That's all it is.
That's why I ate the.
What's up, man?
What up? That's why I ate the sweet potato, you know, for all the health benefits, so I could just soak it up with wine and beer, and can't wait to wake up tomorrow and feel this.
You're gonna feel great.
This is so stupid.
There's approximately 2 glasses in every wine bottle. Oh, by the way, this is the greatest wine in the world, and it's cheap as hell. It's a Fetzer. You want to read that bottom label for me?
Yeah, it's Gewürztraminer.
What if I told you the G was soft?
No,
I'm kidding. But that's
What is it, a soft
that's
J?
it right there. If you guys want to read that, good luck. But it is delicious.
It's pretty good.
It's one of the best wines I've had. It's in my top 3 for sure.
House it. No.
Don't tempt me with a good time. I'll chug it.
Anyways, we finally won Madden Superstars. Knockout?
Superstar KO.
Yeah. We'll play
It's a great game mode.
Yeah. And
We finally won a duo, so both of us
Yeah.
have won alone before.
solos. Yes.
Yeah. Multiple times for me because I've played it every year for the last like 3
What day
years.
was that? What day was it? Where was it? Sunday where we got to win an Apex Superstar KO.
Yeah, we got
Rocket.
was it 3 wins in Apex?
It was. Yeah, it was.
It was the night of winning.
It was two wins in COD.
You got a bunch in.
I got 2 in Fortnite to start.
Yeah, you got 2 in Fortnite.
2 out of 3 with Aaron.
We won 2 in COD with Gary,
And
and then we went on to win 2 more in Apex.
Yep, and then we played.
Because I was like, "There's one more, and it's back to our average."
And then we
from,
played
like, season
Superstar
4.
KO.
And we played Superstar KO to end the night. We played like 2 games and we sucked, and then we played 1 and we just.
And then I think
crushed
we
it.
just ended with Rocket.
Yeah, we won 1 in Rocket and then got shit on, and I was like, I gotta get off.
Yeah, but it was a day of winning.
It was the winner's day.
Yeah, and you'll see from some of the highlights that have been playing that it was a pretty sick game. Who was our? I can't remember who our quarterback was. I want to say it was
Patrick.
it was Aaron.
No, it was Wentz. We won one without a quarterback.
Oh yeah, without a quarterback.
Yeah.
So we got a running back.
We basically had a negative quarterback.
Yeah, and then we had a tight end.
Uh,
Kittle.
it was Kittle and Hill.
Yep.
Kittle and Hill, and we'd run the Texas route, dude. We'd send Gurley on the little Texas route.
Can't stop it.
Fucking Kittle up the seam, Tyreek down the sideline. One of them's gonna be open.
Yeah.
You can't. You either bring the safety over to this fast guy, or you let him sit down on the fucking guy. If there's great coverages all around, that means the linebacker's playing up, and you just dump it off to the fucking running back. It's a great play, unless you get blitzed.
Yeah.
That's the only iffy, because you got all your extra protectors going out for passes. But you know,
Yeah, it was a crazy day.
it's a fun game mode.
Yeah, it was
I wish we could play. So we can play with each other. We can't play against each other.
which sucks.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
And that's something that's been asked for like the last since they've had it.
Yeah.
Because that would be there was a really cool game mode. It wasn't called Superstar Knockout. I can't remember what it was
Too
called.
bad you just couldn't pick like 6 dudes and then play 1v1.
Yeah, you can't do that. We can pick 6 dudes and then go play online. Like we can just straight up have 6 dudes and then play up against another 6-man squad.
Yeah.
Like we can just jump to like the Super Bowl game and
Yeah.
just have 6 guys. But I think it's more fun to like build it on the way up.
Yeah.
We could try it out though. I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, or like they should do it where like you do kind of like Splitgate, how we kind of dabbled back in that. But there's a game mode called Evolution, I believe, where when you get a kill and you kill the other squad, their guns evolve.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So basically, if you beat me the first knockout, then
You get another guy.
Yeah.
You keep losing, you get another guy and another
Yeah.
guy and another guy.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
So there was a game mode back in the day. I can't remember what it was called, but it was the same draft system as Superstar KO, but you would draft your entire team. So there'd be like 20 rounds, and some of the guys would be booty, and some of the guys would be amazing. Like you'd get like there'd be like there's always one quarterback round, but you could get like a free quarterback towards the end, so it was like a toss up. Like you could play with it was basically Madden Ultimate Team, but you drafted your whole team. So like all the cards available in Madden Ultimate Team. So there's a gold 99 overall Patrick Mahomes that has like all the stats are fucking crazy, but the wild thing is he gets all these abilities for like 0 AP. Like you can just put every ability on him and it costs you nothing, and
Oh,
it's
that's
just
cool.
it's crazy. There's a Josh Allen card like that too. He's a 98 overall, but he's like all the abilities are just they cost nothing, so you can just spread them out throughout the rest of your team. Just have a fire fucking team. But yeah, you could play that against your buddies, and you would draft not against them, so it wouldn't snake draft. You guys would just do 2 separate drafts, so you could get the same players. But you draft your whole Madden Ultimate Team, and then you get to play against. And sometimes you get some wild ones. There was a gold 99 Calvin Johnson that was just absolutely broken. You'd send him on a streak, and he was just always open because he's like 5 inches taller than any quarterback and faster. So It was wild. It was a fun game mode. They should bring it back, but they're not, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Madden, EA sucks when it comes to Madden. They only put any type of updates into Madden Ultimate Team, and they just let everything else just go to shit. Because they don't care. Madden Ultimate Team's where they make all their cash, because they come out with new cards, you have to pay for them. And then 12 months later, well, not even that, fucking 3 months later, a new Madden comes out, and then they get a restart and put all these new things back in and make a shit ton of money. Some dudes spend like a few grand a year on Madden.
That's wild.
Just to get these fucking players and stream with them. Like the dude that I watch, Matt Maher, MMG on YouTube. He's a fucking goat. But he spends a shit ton of money on Madden. Because he's always just chilling on like a few 100,000 training and a few fucking million coins. Like he's always just chilling with like a bunch of fucking shit on his account. He just did a series of videos where he uses a God Squad. So like the literal best cards you could possibly get in the game, every single one of them. So his team's like, which is weird because he's got nothing but like 95 pluses on his team, but his overall is like a 93. So my Madden team is only like 4 overall less than what the God Squad would be.
Wow.
Which is wild because I only have one guy that's above a 95, and that's Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
And then I think I only have like 4 guys that are above a 92. So it's like, I don't know. It's a weird rating system, I guess. But
yeah,
we've been having a lot of fun playing Madden.
Yeah, I have. It's weird.
Yeah, it's good.
Makes me mad.
The head-to-heads have been rough for you.
Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not really mad at the head-to-heads because they've been more competitive each time.
They have been more competitive, except for the last one that we did was kind of a...
Well, no, that was a my team head-to-head, though. That was,
I know.
That wasn't really fair. Austin Eckler just... Your team...
It's like, not even my whole team. It's literally just Austin Eckler.
Well, I don't know.
He had like 100 yards, and my defense kind of went off too.
5 points shouldn't have made it. 5 points shouldn't have made that big of a difference, but it made a huge difference from 80 to.
I think you got to put more X factors on your guys too, because you only put a couple on, huh?
Well, you dove deeper.
Yeah.
I'm the dude.
You're just dipping your toes. I have my legs in.
I'm the dude who showed up for the groundbreaking ceremony, who's wearing a suit and a tie and a hard hat, and I put my shovel in the ground, I get my picture, and I'm like, hey, and then you're the guy who's out there weeks later with a fucking bulldozer and just fucking scooping and just, man, we gotta get the dirt, more dirt out, and I'm just like,
I've been playing.
Yeah.
When you aren't on, so like when I get home from work and I'm decompressing from work, I play Madden for like an hour, and I just sit there and I fuck around on the team. I buy. So the thing is buying like the cheap packs and then hoping you get a good dude you don't need, and then selling them for training, and then using that training like what you saw for me to buy those other packs. The packs that we were buying, absolutely garbage. The variety packs are the ones you want because that could be any of them,
right?
Any of them, and you're more than likely gonna get like an 85. But every once in a while, you get like a 95, 97. They're gnarly.
Yeah.
So, Madden's a lot of fun. We fucked around with Splitgate. How'd you feel about Splitgate?
It was fine. It was fresh.
It was good. Yeah. It was fresh again. I did get fucking burnt out on it because we were only playing Splitgate for a while.
I think I got burnt out because we just haven't played it in so long that it was doing so bad. And I was like, why do I want to keep?
Well, I mean, before, like when we stopped playing, we just kind of got burnt out on it.
Yes.
And we started playing other shit that was more intriguing at the time.
I think
I am glad we're kind of dabbling back into it though.
Splitgate's at this day of age, Splitgate is better than Halo for online multiplayer, just because there's better.
I'd much rather play. If you asked me to download Halo right now, I'd probably tell you no.
It's too many gigs.
It's too many gigs. Hey, dude, it took me 3 minutes to download Splitgate. It's only like 30 gigs.
20 something, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Something
it's
crazy.
good.
Yeah, it's good.
It took me 4 minutes.
I mean, it doesn't have like this backstory of, like the.
No, there's no nostalgia at all. It's just a better online game.
They just Splitgate. It's the exact same.
If they had a Splitgate campaign mode, I wouldn't touch it.
It's the same exact game mode, just with split portal.
Yeah,
the Covenant's coming. Pew pew.
I think it's better.
For the multiplayer.
The multiplayer gameplay is way better. Obviously, that you can't fuck with Halo campaign. Like, that's...
I think it's just better because you can just do more.
I think that's, like, the opposite. I think Halo is the opposite of, like, Grand Theft Auto. So, like, Grand Theft Auto's campaign, that's not why we've been playing it for 15 years. It's the online aspect. Halo's the opposite. Halo, the only reason you buy Halo is for the campaign. You might dabble with the multiplayer aspect, like the old ones.
Like Halo,
there was a shelf life for the old one online.
Halo 3.
Halo 3 multiplayer was peak Halo.
Well, yeah, but that was like at the time that competed with World at War. So the two top shooters at the time on Xbox was World at War and Halo 3.
That was the best you were gonna get with Halo, though.
Yeah, and then as
and
soon
even the
as
Halo 3 campaign was sick. Halo 2 campaign was sick. Halo 1 campaign was
ODST
sick.
blew, and then it just kind of dove straight downhill.
The only sick Call of Duty campaign was like Modern Warfare 2, like the OG, the sniper level.
Black Ops.
I didn't like.
Black Ops 2 was good.
I didn't like the Black Ops
Modern
campaign.
Warfare 2 was good.
I liked the Ghost campaign for like half of it.
Well, I mean, what about the airport scene?
Yeah.
That's Modern Warfare 2 or 3?
I think it's 2. I think that was all in that one. I think there was a sniper level.
And Modern Warfare 2 has some of the best maps.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 had the best. Rust is...
Rust
is where boys were turned into men. The 1v1s on Rust, bro, with your homies.
Fortnite
you talk
Rust?
shit to your homies at school
Fortnite
all day.
Rust?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
The Unreal Engine that whatever they just released.
The custom map or whatever.
Yeah. So the same day I was playing with Aaron, well, actually,
I think it was the night you were playing with him. That was the first night of it.
Yeah, but
they didn't have the map out yet because they hadn't made it yet.
Right. So
that mode was out.
So one of his boys hopped in and he was like, "Hey, I got the original map on Fortnite," and I was like, "Oh, I don't know any of this because."
I think they released the original map.
Right. Yeah, but this was before they released it or somebody made it. But whatever it was, it was the original rules. So like you couldn't. There's no sliding. I died and it was 20.
I was never a Fortnite guy.
Neither was I. I don't know any of it. So I just like wandered into the city. I died right off the rip, and I was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna like sit here and wait for you guys because like I can't get."
When was Fortnite first thing?
Probably.
Give me your year, and I'll do the over under before I look it up.
It's gotta be 2015.
Will you give me a half?
I'll go 25. I'll go 2015.5.
Why does that make it harder?
So you gotta go 25 or 26.
I'll take the over.
All right. Because I know PUBG was out right about the same time as Fortnite. Who can Google it the fastest, Nadav?
2017.
Really?
The over. So the only reason I thought that was because I remember when I was living with Hall, which that makes sense for the timeline because it was after we got back from deployment.
Yeah.
When I was living with Hall, I remember him telling me we had our Xboxes set up, and he goes, "Yo, you want to play Fortnite?" And I was like, "I don't know what that is." He's like, "Oh, dude, it's this dope new battle royale game. You should hop on with us." And I was like, "I'm good. I'll watch for a second though." And then he kept looking up Fortnite on his Xbox to download it, and I was like, "Dude, I've never heard of Fortnite." Like I had heard of Fortnite before because of the internet.
Yeah.
And it blew up. Obviously, it was a very popular game. And I was like, "Dude, I've never heard of Fortnite." And then I was like, "Are you talking about Fortnite?" And he goes, No, it's 100% Fortnite. And he just kept researching Fortnite with the number, Fortnite spelled differently, Fort spelled differently. And I was like, "Bro, it's Fortnite." And he goes, "No, it's not." And he calls his brother Sean. And he was like, "What game do I play?" And he's like, it's Fortnite. And he goes, "Fuck." And he just hangs up and downloads it.
Hilarious.
And I was like, "I told you, motherfucker." But yeah, I didn't play. I think the first time I downloaded it was when me, you, and Garv first downloaded it.
Yeah.
And that was like post the original Naruto skins.
So that was like a year ago, or maybe.
You have something right here?
Is it a booger? Or is it just a little hair?
It might have just been a little hair. It looked like you had a little something sticking out. I was probably wrong though.
Let me look at my camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
it just looked like a little something sticking out. It was probably a little hair.
I do have a little blemish right here. I don't know, but anywho, yeah, because for the longest time we were playing PUBG originally, And then Apex came out, and we were dog shit.
PUBG. We were PUBG at the release. Ooh, when did PUBG come out?
It's got to be 2017, 2016.
So what's the half for?
2016 and a half.
2016 and a half. I'll take the over again.
It's probably 2017 again.
It might be. 2017, March 23rd.
Yeah, so that came out with the chicken dinners. And then we started playing that.
Wow,
right?
so PUBG came out first. Because Fortnite wasn't until July.
Yeah, because PUBG came out when we were deployed.
Yeah, I think that was the beta.
Yeah.
That came out when we were deployed. Yeah, we came back because everyone was already gangster at it when we came back.
Yeah, and then I saw Fortnite, and then what happened was I saw the culture of the dances and the emotes on Fortnite, and I was like, I really don't.
It seemed like a kid game to me. I knew streamers were playing it, obviously, because it was a popular game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just didn't really want to play it, and then I still had that same thought too. Is like if I'm playing a shooter game, I don't want to be able to build walls in a half second.
Yeah. And I mean, the good thing is now they have no builder mode.
Yeah, the no build mode was an elite move by them.
Yes, and but it did get to the point where we were playing so much of some games where we just dabbled in it, and then we dabbled in third-person shooter, which is kind of like Rogue Company, but a battle royale formula.
Rogue was pretty good too. Have you seen the gameplay of Doc's game? Mm-hmm. So there's some gameplay. I'm not going to sit here and look it up because I don't know.
Do you know what it's called or anything?
Let's look it up.
So what it like Doc made a game?
Yeah, so it's the game he's been working on. Oh, it's a 20-minute fucking video. So it's called Dead Drop. Will Dead Drop be on console? Early development builds called Snapshots are currently only available on PC, but eventually we plan to support Xbox and PlayStation. So it's only on PC right now. Early pre-alpha access as of right now. It was 4 days ago, and it's $25 to play the alpha.
Wow.
So it's very early. Early reports coming out of it is that it looks like a pretty good game.
Is it a third-person shooter?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
Looks like a. Oh, I think it is. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I just second guessed myself after I thought about it.
Because like a lot of people only know Doc as Doc, but Doc used to make Call of Duty maps. Doc's been in the gaming community since Blockbuster, which is Blockbuster is more than a movie just on Netflix. It was a way of life. There was a time in my life where it was Modern Warfare 2 was already out. Me and Earl were at a Blockbuster, and they had a Call of Duty tournament 1v1.
It's a first person, so it's touted as a Call of Duty competitor.
Ooh.
Very interesting. We'll have to watch that as it develops.
Yeah,
obviously it's still in alpha right now. He used to develop. He was working on maps for Call of Duty back in the day.
Man, it's like
so like he had a hand in those dope fucking memories we have of those COD maps.
It's really funny that you said that because I knew you were Googling, and I was just like, yeah, a lot of people know Doc as Doc.
Oh yeah.
And so, but
what's his last name?
Everyone
knows his first name. If you follow Doc, you know his real first name.
It's wild is I follow Doc's real life self.
His real, yeah.
And every now and then I see a picture he'll post of something. I'm like, who the fuck is
Looks
this?
like a goober, dude. Doesn't look like well, not even the hair, just like his face.
That's what throws me off.
Like it's his cheekbones without the shades. They look soft. The man behind Doc looks soft without the shades. He just looks like a soft man. Let's look at this real quick.
Doc's never gonna love us.
Oh yeah, he will. Because Doc's a badass.
Yeah.
Guy, not so much. I know his first name. I don't know his last name.
Yeah, I do follow him on Twitter though, and I just forget that Doc's not a real person. You know, like run around all day with a mullet.
Ooh. Okay, so I was wrong. You'll never guess what his first name is. So Guy is his nickname.
Is it Paul?
No, not even close.
I don't know then. Herschel.
Yeah.
Herschel Beam.
Herschel Beam the Fourth.
That's like...
Everyone calls him Guy.
That's wild.
Oh, we missed his birthday, bro.
When was it, yesterday?
It was on the 10th. We didn't film a pod on the 10th. We couldn't have.
Let's check the dates.
I don't have the dates written down on mine.
I do. 18th on Saturday. 10 March.
No way, we missed him.
It was Chuck Norris's birthday.
Sorry, Doc.
Doc.
Dude, Doc and Chuck have the same birthday.
Yeah, that's
That's
the only excuse that you can give is
That really is the only other person.
that it was Chuck Norris's
That's the
birthday.
only other person. Oh, speaking of these type of people. All right. So I was talking about this at work.
What do you mean? These kinds of people.
Hey, chill out, Robert. So I was talking about this at work today, and I'll give you mine. The kids couldn't come up with one that was decent. So name a universally loved celebrity. Like no bad remarks about him. You talk
Mark
to anyone
Wahlberg.
about him. Mark Wahlberg literally beat a dude in the street for being gay.
Yeah, but nobody knows that.
Everyone knows that.
My parents don't know that.
Yeah, those are your parents.
I'd say a good 50%.
Your parents didn't even know what garlic salt was, bro. Let's not even go into that.
I'd say a good majority of the public doesn't even know that.
So mine, I would be willing to bet more than 50%. I'd be willing more than 50%. Anyways, mine was Steve Irwin. Never any bad press.
Probably Bob Ross as well.
Yeah, so that was my number 2 was Bob Ross.
Yeah.
You know what my number 3 was?
I don't know.
Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams
Right?
is universally loved for sure.
Yeah, like there's only been like maybe 5 universally loved people that there's no one.
Well,
like you couldn't imagine a bad thing about him.
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers was the other one. Me and Chris were talking about it earlier. That was Chris's. Was Mr. Rogers. But we looked it up, and there was actually a weird thing about Mr. Rogers saying that he was a weirdo, like the actual guy.
Yeah.
That he was a little bit of a not a pedo, but pretty fucking close. Yeah. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but that was one of the things that came up when I googled "Is Mr. Rogers universally loved?"
Because I mean, I've seen
the actor himself. His real name is like something Rogers.
Because
like,
I mean, I've seen Tom Hanks play as Mr. Rogers.
Tom Hanks was one that Chris brought up, and
Tom
I
Hanks
said
is not a good example.
no,
There's
because
a lot.
There's a lot of
stuff.
There's a lot of island stuff going on there that I don't have a full story on. Yeah, allegedly there's an island thing.
Allegedly.
Well, he was 100% on the ledger.
Allegedly, the
ledger was released. He's 100% on the ledger. But
I can't wait to get fucking
we don't know what for.
Yeah.
Dude, if we get sued, we made it. There's no
Tom
such
Hanks
thing as bad press.
Tom Hanks is one of our fucking...
yeah, but like, can you think of any more? Because that's what, 4 that we have that are legit. Because even guys like there's no comedians that are universally loved.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton's a great one. That was another one me and Chris talked about.
She's definitely right there.
Dolly Parton's a great one. Because like even dudes like Dave Chappelle, best comedian of all time, there's a lot of motherfuckers that hate him.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if there'll ever be another universally loved character again, just because of the way society is today. Because most of these dudes that we're naming were, like pre-2007.
Yeah.
They made their name,
Yeah. I'm just trying to think if there's...
And then like I brought up, which I thought was kind of funny, like Michael Jackson was one of them.
Yeah,
and then that came to an abrupt halt.
Yeah.
And then 50% of people...
Lionel Messier.
Yeah, there's a lot of soccer fans that hate Lionel, and that was one of my arguments because the kids were bringing
sports.
the kids were bringing up a bunch of sports like athletes, and I'm like, there's a lot of people that just hate those guys because there's a lot of people that love Tom Brady, a lot of motherfuckers that hate him. There's a lot of people that love Peyton Manning. There's a lot of fucking people that hate him. Like, there's just a lot.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'd have to say.
Because like so I would say the most universally loved athlete is probably Shaq. Like he's probably the closest one. But there's definitely some motherfuckers that hated him for playing for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
Every Orlando Magic fan.
Uh-huh.
You know? Mm-hmm. Like, he was supposed to stay there with Penny, and he just, you know, went to LA. But, like, now, I think post-retirement, though, Shaq, nobody hates him.
Yeah, I just can't think of anybody else, because you got to think of movies, like, from the 90s that... You got to think of, like...
Yeah, like, movies from the 90s
like,
and
every
80s,
time you see something,
like,
you're like, I love this person in it.
even, like, the best actors, like... Tom Cruise, he's not universally loved because of the whole Scientology shit, and he's just kind of a weirdo. He's kind of a movie geek, which is okay. Brendan Fraser now might be universally loved. Like, he fell off, and I've always been very vocal that that's one of my worst fears ever, is being like a good-looking young 20-something and then just turning into old Brendan Fraser. But I don't think I have that feeling anymore, just because of what he's done. Not necessarily winning the Oscar, but just making a comeback in the public eye, I think is a very brave of him and pretty sick to see. There's not a whole lot of universally loved individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the number one is Steve Irwin, though. Because I don't...
Yeah, probably.
So, I don't know if you've heard about it. So, you know how he died, right? The stingray fucking stabbed him in the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So, he ripped it out.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, what are you thinking? Why would you do that? So, the conspiracy is that he knew what he was doing. If he left it in, they would have chopped the stingray's tail off, and the stingray would have died. So, to save the stingray, he was like, ooh. And the stingray lived. So, he gave his life for the fucking stingray.
I don't believe that.
He's been around him forever.
He
knows not to pull out a stab wound. It's Steve fucking Irwin. He did a whole show on what not to do. He wasn't, though. It was live TV. Everyone saw his reaction. He was like, oh, and he looked at the camera and then did the whole thing. And then right as the camera was dropping, he just pulled it out. Like, there was no hesitation in it. He was just like he looked, he saw the shit and was like, I want to believe it's true just because that would make him so much better of a fucking person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he gave his life to save the fucking stingray. Are you kidding me? Like, I would shit on a stingray if it meant I could live another day.
Yeah.
And he, like, actively was dying and was like, let's save this. Because, like, even if he left it in, there was no guarantee that he was going to live. I don't know. He probably didn't do that calculation in his head. It was probably just like a knee-jerk reaction to... It could have been a knee-jerk reaction just to pull it out. I would like to believe that he saw the stingray's life flash before his eyes and was like, go on, little fella.
Fuck that stingray and his family, dude.
It's not what Steve would have wanted.
It's like that kid on TikTok who walks through the Everglades. You ever watch him?
I don't think so.
Oh, definitely. He's one of my favorite TikTokers. First thing, he lives in Florida, which I never will.
He's a Florida man.
He walks barefoot through the Everglades. And he catches...
Like the swamps?
Yes.
Oh, God.
So, here, we'll just play one of his videos. I just found him.
You know what we should add, which is what Your Mom's House does? A TikTok segment.
Yeah, definitely.
Where we just show each other some interesting TikToks.
I like that, yeah.
We'll do like, we won't have a limit or like a minimum on it. We'll both at least have one.
We'll just do like a max 3.
Well, whatever the most interesting ones that you find. Because if you find like 5 super dope TikToks in a week.
And we'll make a song for it. And just like Your Mom's House. But, but no, Nadav. But there's still a fat ginger. Anyways.
And a slutty blonde. Still a fat ginger and a slutty blonde.
Tom will like that.
Yeah.
We'll record that for Tom. I think this is the guy right...
When you're in the Florida Everglades, you always got to watch out for crocs crossing the road. This one tried to run up on me. Trying to be all sneaky, but I'm paying attention out here.
Give him a like.
Not today, Buster. You sure are pretty, though.
I don't know if this is...
Hope nobody's been feeding you.
But...
Either way.
Here's a tokay gecko just being a tokay gecko. Now he won't come off.
Sometimes he's
Here's
giving
me
a
charging a
heckin'
Burmese
smooch.
python. I don't waste any time out here. I give her a quick yoink, and then carry on with my night. This banded water snake often gets confused for a cottonmouth, but it's non-venomous. See you later, buddy. This brown water snake's giving me a smooch.
but he'll walk through the Everglades barefoot, and then he'll show with his light and camera, like he found a baby alligator, and he was doing that. And that's not the noise. It's like oh man, I can't do it right now. It's like it's a weird noise. Here,
it's like a dying horse.
Anyways, the noise a baby alligator makes, he was making it, and 3 feet away, just fucking chilling in like a foot of water, was the mama fucking alligator. And I was like, this motherfucker just walking around in the Everglades barefooted, and there's a motherfucking alligator 3 feet away.
I don't fuck with alligators. I haven't been around them very much.
You can't touch an American crocodile.
I've only seen one. It's alligators in Florida, right? Or they got both of them?
They got both of them. They got American crocodiles.
So I don't know what I saw, but I was in Florida, and like right across the highway from Disney, we pulled over to like use like a local fucking
Was
restroom.
it a very skinny nose, or was it just a regular?
Just a big boy. I don't know.
Yeah, because
I don't know what he was, but he was up on. There was a little swampy area, and he crawled up onto the sand, and he did one of these. He was up there with his feet like this, and he goes into the water, like fast as shit, just like wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. I was like 8, maybe 7. It was the wildest thing I'd ever seen. And then I heard one of my teachers say that they're basically dinosaurs, and I was like,
They looked like it. I mean,
I raised my hand so fast. I was like, I saw one. It's definitely a dinosaur, and I never raised my hand in class.
I mean, the first time I saw one up close, there's a 4-foot alligator at pet store in Mount Pleasant, Michigan at Central.
Of course, there was one at the pet store here.
And I was like, "Can I touch it?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, if you get close enough." And so like they opened up the back of the thing because they're like, "We don't give a fuck." And I like got in the enclosure, so it's like it's floating on top of the water.
You're crouching. Crikey!
Well, dude, it's a low ceiling, so I'm crouched. I'm not standing straight up unless I get in the water, which there's no fucking way I'm ever getting in that smelly ass water. And so I'm like, all right, I'm 3 feet away from this alligator. I'm gonna fucking touch it. And as soon as I got like maybe a half inch, it goes, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. I got immediately out of the cage, and I was like, I'm fucking done with that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I've never fucked with an alligator since. The hiss.
Oh yeah, alligators are.
And cats will fuck them up. I don't understand cats.
It's just scary.
Cats will fuck alligators up.
Cats
Bears.
will fuck alligators up.
Have you never seen a fucking cat fuck an alligator
Like
up?
a house cat?
Yes, dude. All day.
Oh, did you hear the story about that old lady
Who got ate by the alligator?
protecting her dog?
Yeah.
That's crazy. People love dogs way too much. So I love my fucking dog Lola, and I love the 2 that Chris has too, the Callie and Moose. I love those fucking dogs. If some wizard poofed in front of me and was like, "Hey, it's either your life or your dog's life," the dog's had more than 50% of its life lived.
Yeah.
Like I'm not risking my life for it. And that's probably a hard take. People are probably gonna hate me for that. But also at the same time, I'm not gonna put my dog through chemo. I'll put myself through chemo. I'm not putting my dog through chemo though.
Right.
That would hurt too much.
Yeah.
That's taking like an eighth of its life.
I just had the discussion of I would rather be a people doctor than a vet.
Oh, 100%.
Because
100%.
I can't bring myself to like operate on a dog, a house dog.
Ooh, that's a tough question.
But like, if someone was like, "Hey, my side hurts," I'd be like, "Yeah, I got you." "Hey, how's it feel?" "It still hurts."
Yeah, you can talk to him.
But the dog's like,
talk to it. You just have to go off the reaction.
The dog's just like,
you're poking around on its belly and seeing when it tries to bite you, and then when it goes, it's like, okay, right there, that's the thing.
So like, I mean, here's just one of.
So what if the question?
No, go ahead.
What if the question was, you either have to kill your dog, like you personally have to kill Thor with a knife, or stab yourself in the neck with a knife. And nobody, regardless of what happens, nobody will ever know why.
I mean, I think
you can't leave a note. You can't nothing.
I mean, at the end of the day, like,
it's a tough question.
You're gonna have to live with stabbing your dog. And another thing too is Pepper was at the vet because he was getting his records because he's leaving.
Yeah.
And somebody brought their dog of 17 years in for their final day. And I said, dude, you know what's...
I skip those videos on
I don't watch the videos.
TikTok. So TikTok, they're like, this is the last day of my boy. And they get him a cheeseburger and some ice cream. They bring him to the beach.
Dude,
they throw
if I
them.
need to cry, I think I can. Yeah. I think I can cry on demand if I think about what I'm gonna do with Thor. Like, it's not he's being put down. Is what time of day am I gonna have it? So am I gonna take off a Friday morning and then take him to his favorite spots and take him for a walk and then I start thinking.
I'd have to have a 4-day weekend.
I'd have to do it on a Wednesday and take the rest of the week off.
Yeah, that's a better one.
Like you take off Tuesday's your last day of work. You take off Wednesday.
I think I would do the Friday and Monday thing because there's no way I'm coming into work on Monday.
Well, you do it on Wednesday.
Even on Wednesday, like Sunday night, I'm still.
Wednesday you get fucking so.
Mondays suck though. I'd rather start on a fucking Tuesday, dude. I'm
just saying you just get hammered on Wednesday. You have a terrible Thursday because you're so hungover. You don't drink Thursday night. You wake up Friday and you're like, let's go for a run or something.
Yeah, you do something productive.
Yeah, and then
you deep clean your house. You go on a run. Weekend, you work out hard.
You have some weird thing happen where you're like positive about your life, and then Monday comes around and you're like,
oh, and if you still have if Cora's still around, you have Cora out. You do something with Cora. You take her on a walk. You get her a nice bone. Yeah. Yeah, because, she just lost a brother. So it's
fucking Hair Bear over here is going to live. Last time I took him...
lives forever.
I took him to the vet. He's like, he's one of the healthiest cats. And I was like, literally...
You don't do anything.
I don't do anything. He's an open feeder, but look at this. Look at this fucking cat. We're not going to play any volume, but...
Oh, I think I have seen
this. This is just one of many examples. Like, this alligator's there for feeding time. This is a fucking...
It's just a normal thing. Do cats win most of these exchanges?
Cats win against alligators. Cats.
Do they have a high win percentage in this?
I saw just the other day a cat fuck a bear up to chase a bear up a tree. It's just here. Let's fast forward this a little bit, just because. He'll just run up and he'll just start beating the shit out of this fucking alligator's. He'll just start bapping him, dude. I know he does.
Oh, it's probably right.
Yeah. He starts bapping him. And the alligator's like, yeah, right? And he's like, I don't like the way that feels. And dude, just cat's little bap. It's because it's and I watched I forget what I was watching, but I like to watch those animal documentaries. It was a cat playing with a snake, like a poisonous venomous snake.
Okay. But
the cat's reaction time per tenth of a second, whatever the fuck it is faster than whatever the fuck the snake can strike with. So, as you're kind of seeing an anime fight where it's too fast for me to see, they play the cat playing with the snake at a slow motion camera to where you see finally when the snake's just kind of about to do the thing, the cat's like, oh, you bitch. And I was just like, dude, that reaction speed is the craziest shit about cats. And they chase, like I said, fucking bears, dogs. I've seen them do karate.
Well, I know cats fuck up dogs a lot.
Yeah,
I know that's a normal thing. But the alligator thing surprises me, bro.
I've seen the
an
cat.
Alligator in a one-on-one in a box. An alligator would fucking crush the cat.
Yeah, but it's just
if you had a fighting alligator and a fighting cat, the alligator's gonna beat the cat 10 out of 10 times.
Even the mighty lion. There's the video of the cat outside of the lion's cage.
Oh yeah,
and he just turns around and whops that fucking lion. That lion's like, "Hey, asshole! You scared me."
Dude, maybe there's something to that Egyptian bullshit where they were worshiping cats. Maybe there's something.
I think
to that.
Cats had a hard life, and they said, "I'm just gonna go make them feed me," and then they domesticated themselves.
Yeah, no, they were probably running shit. They got too omnipotent, and they were like,
Well, cats were the first animals to domesticate themselves.
Yeah, no, I believe that, but I think they're smart enough to realize hey, this is a way easier life.
Maybe
I don't have to run shit.
Maybe cats are like the squirrels from Rick and Morty, to where they have all the technology.
He reacted to that.
They have all the technology, you know. And
yo. I might be a little high and drunk right now, but as soon as you said that, his ear went like this and went.
The lost technology, they're like, they stopped giving us pets.
Dude, maybe it was the cats. Maybe it wasn't aliens.
The Egyptians.
Maybe it wasn't aliens with the Egyptians. Maybe it was the cats, and the cats are like, yo, build me this fucking temple.
What is the Sphinx? The cat,
well,
it's
a pharaoh head, but
it's a cat person head. It's cats and humans.
Yeah, originally it was a lion.
And maybe the Egyptians finally, they're like, we're fucking tired petting you, and the cats were like, cool, you're dead. And then,
dude, the cats were like, cool, I'm taking your water.
Yeah.
Now you're a desert.
Yeah.
And then it's just a big desert.
Cats, dude.
Oh, man. I feel like we need to write a script for that.
Cats.
Cats destroy Egypt. That's a good one, dude. That's a good bit.
Yeah.
That's a good bit.
Yeah, watching an animal documentary, I have one that, I mean, no one listens to the podcast this far in, but I was watching a nature show that Earl showed me about big animals in the wild, and they're like, all right, in this water buffalo community, this guy has it out with this guy, and they start explaining all these backstories, and I'm like, how are they getting this fucking information? All right,
They've been watching them.
nobody speaks
They're
water.
creating shit in their head.
Nobody.
Imagine it's your job to watch.
Nobody speaks water buffalo.
Imagine it's your job to watch a pride of lions.
Yeah.
For like 3 months.
Yeah.
And you're watching it happen. You have to have like some type of
They give them names.
narration in your head. You're like, holy shit, Craig over there.
The newborn James.
Craig's been fucking Daryl's lion for like 3 weeks, and now she's having a baby lion. Whose is it?
Dude, the Mari of lions.
Whose is it? Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, you got to create shit in your head. Like,
But
obviously the shit's happening in front of them. Like, there's definitely some bullshit going on, but like the narration of it is hilarious.
Yeah, and
because it's like a reality TV show, nature reality TV.
They're like, now
it's they're the Kim Kardashians.
he must hide in the swamps.
of the Nature Channel, dude.
I like
What
they're
is it? National Geographic.
yeah, that's what it is. It's on Disney.
I was trying to. So, what was the name of Steve Irwin's show? It was The Crocodile Hunter, right?
Crocodile Hunter with Steve Irwin.
What is
James Corbin.
Animal Planet? What is that?
That used to be a TV.
Is it a station?
It used to be a TV station.
Okay, all right.
The
so it's a
Animal
network.
Planet.
The
Yeah.
Animal Planet. All right.
And then
So I was
there's
talking to my
the
buddy in
Discovery
California.
Channel.
I was talking to my buddy in California about it because I asked him, and he didn't have any fucking good input, so I'm not going to include any of it. But I was like, "What was that show called?" And he goes, "I think Steve Irwin's show was called Animal Planet." And I was like, "It might have been on Animal Planet." And I was like, in my head, I was like, "That rings
It was
such
like
a
the
big
Discovery
bell."
Channel, Animal Planet.
Yeah,
It was
the
in-
Crocodile Hunter. It was always the Crocodile Hunter, and that's what I said to him. I was like, "Dude, it's Crocodile Hunter." He goes, "Oh yeah, that's right." I was like, "How do you forget the Crocodile Hunter?"
You
That's
don't.
who he was.
That's
It was the Crocodile Hunter,
he's Steve Irwin.
and everybody loved him.
He literally-
Nobody had a bad thing to say.
He literally like, oh, look at that beauty, and
Yeah.
oh, crikey.
Everyone loved it. Dude, the accent definitely played into it, but everyone already loved him regardless.
He would be like-
he could have had a Chinese accent, and people still would have loved him.
I mean, like Steve was like, oh, crikey. These alligators grow to be about 5 feet tall, and they like to fucking kick with the high
He could
leg.
have said,
"Oi, one little
crikey." People still would have loved him.
one little bastard spotted me now. Oi, come here!" And then he just jumped.
he'd fucking die for him.
Like as a child watching Steve Irwin, he would not only wrestle crocodiles and
I
alligators.
thought he was the bravest man on the planet.
But the fact that in the middle of the night, and I don't know what river he was on, I don't know what episode this was on, but this is something he did many times, but the first time seeing it, he's in these murky waters to where even with your spotlights, you're just seeing the eyes of the alligators at the
And
top
that's
of the
only
water.
if they come up to a certain level.
It's only
They could be mud level, and you won't even see them.
if they're on right. Yeah, all you can see is the eyes on the skin.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, this one looks like this is going to be the size." And just jumps out of his boat.
He'd be sitting there looking and be like, "This one might want me for dinner,"
And
then
then-
he jumps out.
And then grabs it, and then his crew's like, "What the fuck?" And then he's just got a hold of it, and then he just drags Steve to the side. But I'm like, how do you jump in a river? Because but in my head I go, if you're wrestling an alligator, there's not many animals that are, "Hey, let's fuck that guy up." Like, no, they're like, that motherfucker's crazy.
That's a real one.
He's fucking
That's
with
a real one.
He's fucking with us.
I'm gonna say this right now, and I know I'm not part of the culture, but Steve Irwin is 100% and always will be invited to the cookout.
I think
100%.
I think Steve Irwin's the 100%.
Like I think the
Universally loved
blacks
person.
of America, the African Americans of America,
I didn't think we were gonna.
100% would invite that fool to the cookout.
I don't think, and I don't know.
I mean, there's a big list of whites that are invited to the cookout, but if Steve Irwin was like, "Let me come to the cookout," they'd be like, duh.
Yeah.
Like we're having the cookout at your house. Like that's who he is.
We're grilling some snake.
Yeah, and I think I think the guys that are universally loved that we already mentioned, I think they're 100% there too. I think that might be the basis. That that's part of it. They're universally loved. They're invited to every cookout, every single one. They're invited to the walk. They're invited to the grill.
Can a dead person be on that list?
Oh yeah, I mean Steve.
The only other person I can think of now is Bernie Mac, because everybody loved Bernie Mac.
I think everyone did love Bernie Mac, dude. That's
because he was on the Kings of Comedy.
Yeah,
he had a great TV show.
The TV show was hilarious.
He hit Mr. 3000.
He did the Mr. 3000 was really good.
The original movie with Ashton Kutcher. Guess who? And
let's look up his IMDb. Bernie Mac might be on the list, bro. I don't know what. So it's not a good argument, but the only argument is that fucking racist wouldn't like him.
But that's not fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair if a racist wouldn't like him.
Because the same thing could be said about every other person. Because there are people.
You find me one black, Asian, Native American, any race. You find me one person that says fuck Steve Irwin, I'll agree with you.
Yeah, but that's
the caveat though. As shitty as an example as that
right,
is.
but you're putting them in a blind. It's just like the other way around because there's people out there that go, I don't like white males.
Yeah, but if you say this white male is Steve Irwin, they go, oh, okay.
Yeah, so you would have to do the same thing. Well, okay, yeah, white racists.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, white
racists,
as shitty as they are.
I don't care.
I don't agree with them.
It'd be a southern accent.
Exactly.
I don't care about that. 100%. I don't care about that Bernie Mac.
From probably around the same area that Peyton was born, just to bring it back, a little callback.
Yeah. I don't like that
Deep
Bernie
South
Mac.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
Talking in Creole.
But Bernie Mac
might not like him.
But Bernie Mac was the best.
No, Bernie Mac. If it's up to me, Bernie Mac's on the list.
He had a wholesome family show.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look up Bernie Mac's IMDb.
Man, who would have thought today that we would have talked about Bernie Mac and Steve Irwin?
Oh shit. Bernie Mac and Steve Irwin are in the same category, though. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, just because I started watching the Bernie Mac show when I was real little, and I thought it was the funniest.
All right, so let's see. Known for Bernie Mac, guess who? Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11.
Holy shit. He was in Bad Santa.
I forgot about that.
Bad Santa. Holy shit. He did the voice of Zuba in Madagascar. Soul Man. Old Dogs in 09. He was in Transformers. He sold him Bumblebee. He was the used car salesman.
And then you have to also think. Oh, you said Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
But right, same list.
He was in Inspector Gadget.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Guess who? Ocean's 12, Mr. 3000, Bad Santa. Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
Man. He's been in a lot of fucking shit.
Bernie Mac, dude. That's the one that I brought to the table today.
He did one episode of King of the Hill.
Hilarious.
He played a guy named Mac. I don't know. He was in one episode in 2003.
I'll have to look it up.
The Players Club. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
How to Be a Player. Never heard of that one.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Friday.
I did know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was in Friday, the original one. That's fucking crazy. He's in House Party 3. That was a fucking thing. And yeah, that's all the marquee ones. But holy shit, dude! I forgot about Charlie's Angels.
And Bernie Mac.
That's insane.
But yeah,
Bernie Mac, yes.
That's
Bernie Mac there.
That's the freshest name that I could bring to.
Yeah, so Bernie Mac's a good one. But I would be willing to bet that there is a percentage of people that will say no to Bernie Mac. And I'm not saying they're right for it. I'm not saying they're correct. It could be anyone. It's the same way I feel about Dave Chappelle. I think Dave Chappelle should be on that list.
Yeah, but there's an active community that hates Dave Chappelle.
As of right now.
Yes.
Back in 2003, there was an active community that hated Bernie Mac.
Yes, and the same active community that still hates Dave Chappelle.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, yes. I think for the same reason
Democrats,
they're
no.
out. So if you take the racist group out of it, they don't get a say. They don't get a vote.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac's in.
Yeah.
I think Dave Chappelle's still out. Just because of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah. Same with Kevin Hart for the same reason.
Same with Kevin Hart. Mm-hmm. Ooh, The Rock.
The only thing that people don't like about The Rock is that he's never admitted to doing steroids.
Yeah.
And there are people that are like,
okay.
And
so
then,
he's not in it.
And then but there's also a thing where I always go like not universally loved, but I've never seen Mark Wahlberg act bad in a movie.
Oh, he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, but
yeah. He definitely grew up a racist.
And you got to think of there's people that didn't like The Rock for wrestling.
Yeah. I don't know if he was ever like a real heel.
He was.
Yeah, but like
he was 100% a heel.
Yeah, but he had a huge following. Like that's why he became who he is.
Right. So yeah, but
he wasn't like
so like
like everyone hates Palpatine.
Yeah.
Palpatine's the heel of Star Wars. He was never that guy. He had a solid, I would say, more than 50% of people that are like, "Fuck yeah, get him, Rock."
So right at the peak.
I don't think there's any. To caveat what I'm saying, that's not the right word. To go off what I'm saying, I had to fix myself real quick. Yeah. I don't think there's ever been. I could be wrong because I haven't watched too much of WWE wrestling. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's ever been a Palpatine heel that's just universally hated.
It's not.
Is there a Hitler of the WWE?
No, because even with the biggest heels, they do one little act of redemption.
Yeah.
And even like Stone Cold Steve Austin, he's always a people person. Yeah. But there's at one point he went heel. And even with your heels like Kurt Angle, 100% a heel. People fucking loved him because he was a great heel. Yeah. There's never been a wrestler really that's been like, I hate him no matter what.
Yeah.
Because even like it's just the way they write it. Like you can
There's
have
always a percentage.
You can have a guy come in for a whole year straight and fuck everybody's matchup and injure everybody and be like he's the assassin because he's been ruining and then one person's like help me.
So there's not a whole lot of Palpatines, but there's a lot of Anakin Skywalkers.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of you're a fan of.
Well, I mean, Anakin had his redemption arc.
I think you just pick a guy no matter what side he's on. So it's like if you were like, I love Grievous because he's sick.
Yeah, Grievous is cool, but he's still a piece of shit. He was working for the Sith.
Right.
I'm a Jedi through and through.
Right. That's how wrestling is.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, this guy's a piece of shit.
But he's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, all right. So I wanted to talk about this on the pod. So going into it. So when I was a kid, I'm going to talk about how fucking stupid I was as a child. Like as a young child until I was about 15, 16 years old.
Okay.
So when I was real young, we lived in a house on 5 acres in Citrus Heights, California. The house is currently demolished. They were supposed to build some shit on it. Never happened. It's worth like $1.2 million right now or something crazy because it's 5 acres of land in Metropolis. Not really Metropolis. It's a suburb. But I had an upstairs bedroom, so the staircase went up, button hooked around. My room was right there and was just like over the top of the stairs. I had a tube TV in my room, which was crazy. None of my friends had TVs in their room at this point. And I had rabbit ears. My parents put me to bed. They lived, so my room was up here, stairs here, main door here. My parents' room was all the way over here. Mm-hmm. So I could watch as much fucking TV as I wanted after they put me to bed because they weren't walking the fucking 150 feet to come check on me.
Right.
Up the stairs.
Right.
They just weren't doing it. So I used to watch real late night, probably not real late night. They probably put me to bed about 7:20, 7:05. I was turning on that TV. Rabbit ears, one of the few things that would come on, fucking pro wrestling. my favorite wrestler of all time, and I never remember his name. Every time I talk about this with you, you always know his name. He had the black and red face paint like Darth Maul. Kane. Mm-hmm. That was my fucking boy.
Yeah.
That was my boy. So I didn't understand anything at the time.
Right.
Like, I just assumed that guy was always going to win. He's the fucking man. I watched him for like 2 months or a month straight. Something. It felt like forever. It was probably only like 3 nights in a row. But I watched him and he was just winning. And he was doing really good. And he was beating the fuck out of people. And he was winning shit. And he was holding up belts. And then I watched him for like another, what felt like a year. And he just lost every time. He just kept losing. And I grew to hate him. So this is what I really want to talk about. The
Big Red Machine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember any of the fights. I just remember seeing the zoom in on his face and him with his hair all fucking down.
Kane had probably arguably a top 10 intro, and
he was my favorite. He was my fucking boy, and then I started hating.
Brother of the Undertaker.
So I was a really dumb fucking kid. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand shit. Mm-hmm. I didn't really truly understand how to play football until I was in high school.
Right.
Like, I played on like the flag team in 8th grade. I played soccer, and I was pretty fucking good at soccer. I knew you had to kick it into the net. I didn't understand like the intricacies of the game, like and just like at the base level, like pass it to him for an assist. He's gonna one-time it into the goal. Didn't understand any of that. I was just like, take the ball, get as far as you can downfield, kick it into the net. And that's what I did with everything. Mm-hmm. Baseball, hit it as far as you can, run as fast as you can around the bases. Hopefully they don't tag you. Like, I had no, like, I didn't understand shit. My first time playing football was in like 7th grade on a weekend, and like I caught the ball, and I remember all these kids, there was like 3 of them. One of them was on one of my legs, one of them was on my back, and one of them was holding onto my hip, and I just like kept walking with them because I could. I just kept going. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys was like, dude, go down. And I was like, why? I can score. Like, I literally said that like as I was walking. Like, I can keep going. And I did. I kept going, scored, and we kicked it back to him. And I didn't understand. Like, I didn't know what a stiff arm was. I didn't know what a spin move was. I didn't know what a juke was. I was like Forrest Gump basically at the time.
Right.
I didn't know shit. I didn't understand anything. This is the best example. I had Pokemon Stadium on the N64. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize for like 3 years of owning the game that to pick the move, you had to do like one of the triggers to like, or the D-pad on the yellow buttons up top to open up the move list.
Yeah.
And then you pick one of the moves. So what I would do, I would hold the controller like this, and I would go with my palm, and it would pick one randomly. And I thought that's what it was. I thought it was a random game of chance. And you just, and I always picked the base Charizard to fight against people. And every time like I would get in a rhythm, and I'd be like, oh yeah, this is good. Sword dance, 15 moves in a row. And I just didn't. I would be like, dude, this is bullshit. You keep getting attacks, and I don't.
Right.
I just didn't get it. I didn't understand it. Nothing really clicked for me until I was like 13, 14. Like, I was just, I think I'm a little fucking autistic. I think I was. Maybe I grew out of it. Maybe I beat it like Theo.
As you wear a mullet.
Yeah, right? Oh, yeah. Big fucking reveal. That's big hoss mully going on here.
Who's it done by?
Oh, yeah, the chick. I brought that, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. Damn, piece of shit. I thought I brought it.
Well, you just send me a picture of it.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of it. So it's the Mid-Michigan Mullet Club. She's got like 700,000 followers on TikTok. Her name is Ashley Medina. Ashley Medina Hair. Out of East Lansing right now. Mm-hmm. Born and raised in Lansing. Never left. Has been doing hair in Lansing since the 90s. And she looks great for however old she is. She's been doing hair since the 90s. She's got to be at a minimum 45. Maybe 40. But she looks phenomenal. for being in her 40s, if that's what she is, and unless she's been cutting hair since she was fucking 2.
Right.
But I'm very impressed with the haircut. I wanted a straight up mullet, no perm, no nothing. Just give me the fucking rattiest mullet you can give me. I said, go ham. Yeah, she did a great job.
Hopefully that'll be a TikTok.
Yeah, no, there should be. And if there is by the time this goes out, I'll send it to you. She did. I missed it. She put me on her story for the hair shake. And I was like, damn, Chris saw it and didn't record it. And I was like, oh, just beat the shit out of you. I didn't. But, yeah, so I was a dumb fucking kid. Like, I didn't get shit.
Right.
Nothing ever really, like, clicked for me. And the shit that I did understand was stuff like swinging, which is going to sound funny, or like riding motorcycles. I understood how to ride motorcycles very quick.
Right.
Like my dad showing me how to change gears on my little 50cc dirt bike. I very much got that fast as hell.
Right.
And he had a...
you're just sounding more like a visual learner. Like you could hear about something and be like, I don't really know, but as soon as you kind of...
Well, even I played football with my friends like every weekend in 8th grade.
Right.
And I just didn't fucking understand it. Like I knew like throw it to my buddy and we'll get some points. Like there was no like, hey, run this route. There was no, I'm gonna fake the defender out this way and no look pass this way. There's nothing of the sort. There's no strategy involved in any of the shit that I ever did.
Right. Like
I just didn't get it. But like for some reason the dirt bike thing worked out really quick for me. I understood cars pretty fast. And maybe I'm just mechanically inclined. Not even mechanically, but just like operating mechanics, I guess. I don't even know. But and then dude, as soon as shit started clicking for me, as soon as I was like 12, 13, I coded a website. Like I just Googled how to code and coded a website, and it was basically it was Dustin.com, and I couldn't buy the domain name because it was already taken. So it was Dustin1.com. And I owned the domain for a month because I begged my mom for like $6 to get the domain name.
Right.
And it was literally, it said Dustin1.com at the top. It was seafoam green background with black lettering, and it had a search bar. And the search bar was from Google.
Hilarious.
Like I learned how to like code the search bar onto my page, and then you type something into it, search, and it would bring up the Google search page.
Hilarious.
There was nothing after the home screen.
Yeah.
That was it. Haven't done it since. Still don't remember how I fucking did it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like how I used to do the MySpace page.
Oh yeah, same exact thing.
Yeah.
That was around the same timeline.
Yeah,
that was like around the same time.
Like I understood like,
and I had the dopest MySpace.
Like I understood like, I didn't understand what the code said at all, and I couldn't type in the code to do anything.
I did. There was one like 3-month period of my life where I kind of understood basic code.
Well, it was basically like, oh, do you want a section that says this? Well, this is what you need to put for the here, so you could. I knew exactly where to take out something to put something else in. I think one of the big. I think besides coding, I think one of the biggest hacks on MySpace was Aaron, because you wanted your page to be the hittest page, best song. You wanted to.
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
right?
The song was so important.
So Aaron made a fake radio company. And then put his favorite songs on their page. Yeah. So it never got flagged for copyright.
That wasn't really a thing back in the day.
Yes, it was.
Well, no, like it was, but it wasn't like scrutinized now. Like you had to be a big page to get caught.
No, if you uploaded music to your page and then it copyrighted from somebody else's page, it would just take it down. Or it would. So Aaron.
We're talking about you.
Aaron made a fake radio page that held his favorite MySpace songs.
It was mainly for just some 41 songs.
Yeah, so he wouldn't take them down.
Sick.
So he had a fake radio group, so then he could just have his list be from that group, and nobody would ever pull the songs.
40-some thousand fans.
Yeah, because they thought it was a real radio company, because they thought it was a radio station.
What was the name of it?
It was just some 41 thing, and people would like send me messages like, "Hey, can you put this in there?" And I'd like upload it for them so they could use it for their like profile.
And people thought it was a real company, like a real media thing. So
that's so funny.
Yeah, so I always thought that was the funniest shit on MySpace.
That is hilarious.
Like biggest hack at the time.
You know what my last MySpace song was?
I don't remember mine, but what is it?
Mine was by Mims. This Is Why I'm Hot.
hilarious.
Yeah, like you'd go to my page and be like, this is why I'm hot.
I remember learning about your teachers looking at it too, because like,
Oh, dude.
because they would say shit.
I remember that.
And then I used to do a hotties ranking. And where I'd be like, these are the top 10 baddies.
I think that's been on multiple sitcoms.
Yeah,
Sitcoms.
But basically from my school.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had a teacher who's like, what's this all about? And then I just blocked every public. Took it down and never did it again. I was in like the 7th. I was
not a public page.
I was like in the 8th grade, 7th grade, like, she's hot.
Yeah.
And not even saying like why, just ranking them. And I would just be like, top hotties list for this month, and then it was a joke, but then one of my teachers was like, oh, your top hotties list, and I'm like, you're a grown man, dude. That's like me at my age talking to a fucking 8th grader and being like, what's up with that hotties list, bro? And you're like, you not hear yourself, you're 30 something. I'm in the 8th grade, I'm allowed to talk about 8th grade hotties.
Yeah. Oh, yo, alright, so my first time buying marijuana from a dealer, and I was supposed to go by myself. It was the summer going into freshman year of high school, and I had an Easton bike, and it was the first weekend I had it. It was my birthday, so September 23rd, 2006. Oh no, it was a month before. That's right. All right, so it was September of, no, before that. Fuck, I don't remember the month, but it was 2007. Summer going into fucking freshman year. I meet this guy, and I can say his name. Never mind, I don't remember his name. Fuck, I had it and I lost it. He's dead.
Squirrel?
No, not Squirrel. Squirrel knew him though. Fuck. I want to say his name was Hector.
It's just one of those things for me where it's like, yeah, my dead friend Squirrel. I'm like, look, I know who Squirrel is. You don't got. That was my only guess.
It's a Hispanic name. It starts with an A. It's not Alejandro. It's something like that, though.
I'm not.
It's a very common Hispanic name that starts with an A. It's like Al something, something, whatever. Don't remember. Anyways, I meet up with this dude on my brand new fucking BMX bike. Sick as fuck. Didn't have pegs on it because pegs are for posers. I race. Didn't race. Just first day on it.
Right.
Meet up with this dude, and I have a $20 bill, which was basically $100 for a fucking 13-year-old. And I hand it to him. And I go like this. And he's like, oh, we got to wait for my guy. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so we're sitting there out front of the summer school that was there, and the summer school kids are just walking out, and there was one chick, and I knew who she was because she was in my 8th grade class, and she walks by, and this fucking dude looks at her and goes, man, you're so lucky you still get to hit that. I said, what? Had not, still a virgin, didn't even know what jacking off was at the point.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, dude, you better enjoy it while you can, because as soon as you're out of high school, you're not allowed to hit that anymore. It's just fresh. I was like, what? I didn't understand what the fuck he was talking about.
You're too young.
I was like, what, am I going to fucking hit her?
Yeah.
I was like, is that enjoyable to go up and just smack a girl?
Right.
Never told any of my friends about it. Dude pulls up in an old fucking Camry. Fucking
that guy
boy
was basically Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Old Mexican boy gets in the car, comes out, hands me a fucking nug like this big. I'm like, thanks, dog. Fucking put it in my pocket, ride my bike off, fucking smoke weed for like my 3rd time in my life. But yeah, dude, he was like, he had to be in like his like mid-20s, because I don't know. And then, like, what type of life are you in where you meet up with a fucking 13-year-old to make $20? And he wasn't even making $20. He was probably just getting a little bit of weed for the $20 that I gave him.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, adding it on to what he was buying. I don't even know. But that dude was shot in the back of the head in a 7-Eleven parking lot in Citrus Heights, California.
That's wild.
And Squirrel was there to see it.
Someone did him dirty.
Yeah. It's a deal gone bad. He was in the passenger seat, and they just left the fucking car. It wasn't even his car. It was someone else's.
Unlike a deal gone bad, when I rode the bus...
Man, that's annoying. I don't remember that fool's fucking name.
The only other A name that I can think of is Alfonso, but that's...
Alfonso!
Yeah.
That was fucking it, dude.
Yeah.
It was Alfonso. I knew
Yeah.
it started with an A. That's crazy.
I was thinking about Alfonso like the whole time, but I was
Crazy.
like...
We're gonna have a shot for Squirrel, not Alfonso.
We'll end it on a shot to Squirrel, but when I rode the bus as I did very many years, and my rule was if practice wasn't right after high school, you can ride the bus home and drive to practice, which sucked. So if my practice was at 5 o'clock, I had to ride the bus to school, ride the bus home, and then drive to practice.
Hilarious.
So I wasn't allowed to stay at school because that's just too much time unfucking monitored. So anyways, as I rode the bus in high school, bus 004, shout out to Lauren, there's a girl who went to the alternative high school who had math homework that was just times tables. Okay, I was doing timetables in fucking elementary school, okay? So the point where you would be excited when they would hand out, like, the 9 times, like, list where you'd be like, oh, 99, 88, 70, like, you'd just be going through the list and, you know, you'd be going down. Math was easy. It's multiplication. I used to do her homework as a junior in an alternative high school as a 7th and 8th grader on the bus. And I'd just be like sitting there. She'd be like, here's my sheet. And I'd be like, cool. And I'd go home and I'd do it. And then I'd get on the bus the next day and she'd show me her underwear. So every day that I would do a 16 or 17-year-old's homework, I was in the 8th grade. And I'm like, I get to see her underwear.
Fucking hilarious.
And that's why alternative fucking people are the funniest motherfuckers.
The only story I have to trump that is when I was 13, I lost my virginity to a 17-year-old. That was mere months of being 18.
To Squirrel.
It was my first claim to fame. To Squirrel, dude. Alfonso.
Yeah, I'll end the note on this. That girl from the alternative told a story where she said that her grandma will piss on people for money. And I said, excuse me?
That's where she got the underwear trick
and
from.
she goes, I got home from school and there's a tarp. She didn't see the act. She didn't walk into the act, something crazy, but there was a tarp in the middle of her living room.
What was that movie? Horrible Bosses? They paid a guy to show up for some like discreet shit they didn't want to talk about, and he laid out a tarp and he's like, I drank like a gallon of water before I got here, we gotta do this.
Yeah. And so essentially though, she's like, I walked into a tarp and there was water everywhere. And I was like, Grandma, what's this tarp? And she just kept telling me not to ask questions. And then she said, about a year ago, I said, Grandma, what was with that tarp? And she just said, there's a guy that likes to be pissed on. And I was just sitting there on the bus.
How much do you think a good piss goes for?
Oh, Backwoods, Jonesville Alternative High School.
You think she's...
I bet you that
she's
businessman...
making a tenner?
$250.
$250?
I think it's something... Here's what you got to think about, though. It's not the city where you can just go up to a random person that's never going to see you ever again.
Oh, you're paying for the silence.
You're paying for the silence. Because in small towns, bad gas travels fast.
So
just
it's like $50 for the piss, $200 for the silence.
I think it's $100 for the piss and $150 for the silence. You know,
I think the silence is worth way more than the piss.
Yeah,
I just said a tenner.
Well,
I mean, on someone for a tenner.
I mean, if you were like, give me some piss,
dude, if a bum
you could probably sell piss for $20.
You're walking home from the bar. There's a bar fucking 3 blocks down the road from you, and a bum hits you up on your way out and goes, "Hey man, I got a tenner here if you piss on me." I'm pissing on the bum.
I'm not.
I am.
I feel like it's a trap.
Well, no, he just gets down. He's laying down on his thing, and he goes, "Hey, man, you piss on me right now. I got a tenner here for you." He just holds up a fresh.
I'm not
tenner.
doing it.
What if it's $100 bill?
Am I drunk?
Oh, you're hammered. You're on your way home from the bar.
Then I'm making poor choices. Let's get that.
That's what I'm saying, dude. All right, now it's a 20.
It's a trap.
All right, it's a 50.
I'm pissing on him.
All right, $50. We're just haggling.
Sick. Well, so hey, if you got,
if you want to get pissed on by Taylor drunk after the bar, it's $50.
$50. 127.
127. You want a beer? Put it in the comments. Art, put it in the comments.
All right. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
127.